Welcome everyone. How you all doing today? I hope everyone is doing fine. Today I just basically what I want to do is I need you guys to have your pen and paper because give me a second here. Yes, I want you guys to basically get a pen and a paper because what's going on now is um, I'm going to be talking about the best planting days you can have for this whole year. So I want you guys to get a pen and a paper so you guys can write down all these days because these days gonna be really good planting days and it's very important. With these planting days, you're gonna be able to harvest a lot more. Your plant's gonna grow a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So for every month, I'm going on basically give you all the days in the month that's best planting days. So what you need to do, you do let me see, hold on a second for me. Sorry guys for that. Yes, but what happened is I want to give you guys some planting days that I have them note down here. That's very good for planting. And with these planting days, you definitely will able to harvest a lot. Your plants them will grow pretty well because one thing we got to understand, these plants grow, they deal with the moon, they deal with the sun, they deal with the air, and they deal with the water. So there's days, the moon, there's days that is good for planting days. Like for instance, the moon, the full moon, the quarter moon. All these moons represent something. And the great thing about it is hey, Guardian of Twitty, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Yes, I want to give you guys some really good planting days that will really benefit you guys. Okay? So, these planting days will help your plants to grow because, like I now said, with the plants, they deal with the sun, they deal with the air, and they deal with the water. So, a certain time, the moon give that signal. It might sound crazy, but it's for real. Give that signal when that plant need to get in the earth because the temperature gonna be basically perfect. And I guarantee you, when you use this planting days method, you're gonna see is either it rain before that day or it rain after that day. Yes, or it rain after that day. You know what I'm saying? And we all know how beautiful it is that it could rain before that planting day or rain after planting day. So this is very important, guys. So I'm gonna tell you guys the first month. I want you guys to take notes, and I want you guys to do your own research. And guess what? When you learn and you do your own research and realize that these planting days work, I want you to comment and tell me, you know what I'm saying, that it works for you. Because gardening, you know, we got to understand gardening is something deeper than what we even think. It's not just about planting the food. It's a lot more than, all right, Garden of 3D. It's a lot more than just planting the food. And if you want the food to produce a lot for you, I think it's wise to know what the plant need. So I'm going to give you the first date. You know what? I'm going to start in March. Because right now, you know what? I'm going to start from March. I have everything right down here. So in March, the first planting day is the 2nd and the 3rd. So we already passed March, so but I'm just telling you the first planting day for this good planting days for this month is March 2nd and 3rd. All right, I'm gonna go to April now. So if you are a gardener and you have food to plant, okay, let me see. This one is basically this one is above ground, meaning this one recommend to plant vegetables or fruits that bear on top above ground, like the tomato, the cabbage, the pepper. These grows above ground. So you want to plant these on April the 2nd and April, the 7th and the 9th of April is a good planting day to plant your vegetables that grows above ground. Not potato. Potato grow underground. Hi David, Corey, how are you? Thank you for being here, man. Thank you all for being here. Just get your pen and take notes because these are some very important tips I'm giving you here. So for the above ground, which is pepper, whatever, be above ground, the right time to plant them is the 2nd of April and the 9th of April. All right? This is important. When following these steps, I want you guys to share this information after you do your research and after you realize this work. Share it because this is important. This is good information I'm giving you here. So let's go over to May. May, the first day in May, you should plant. A good day to plant is the 5th and the 6th of May. That's two good planting days. The 5th and the 6th. This for crop above ground. All right? These crop produce above ground. So like the potato, I'm going to give you for underground as well. But for now, we're talking about food that grows up top that you pick. Fruits, pepper, tomato, that grows on top. This is what I'm calling out right now, okay? So we have May, the 5th and the 6th. So now we go to June. June, we get a lot of rain in June. So in June, you're going to plant the 1st and the 3rd. That's a very good, two very good planting days. The 1st and the 3rd. Like I said, for above ground, not underground. Above ground. Okay? That's food plants that bear fruits above ground. Okay. So now we now call June. Let's go to July. July is the 8th and the 9th. The 8th and the 9th, that's two good planting days. Make sure you take notes. Make sure you plant on these days if you're looking for good harvest. Like Garden of Twitty, I know you have a lot of beautiful banana. If you, like for instance, a banana grows above ground, produce the food above ground. So these are good dates. If you want to transplant your banana, these are good dates for you. Anyone who transplanting anything, fruits, vegetables that produce. Oh yes, okay. It's a snap 4 and 9. All right. Okay, so let's go. That's June. So we're going on August now. We went on July. July is 4 and 6. So now we're going on August now. August is the 4th and the, let me see. Right, August is the 4th and the 6th. The 4th and the 6th. So that's August again on the 4th and the 6th. All right? So now we're going into September. September have 4 planting days, which is the 1st, the 2nd, the 28th, and the 29th. 4 good planting days that you need to remember to plant your vegetables that produce above ground on those days. Okay, so these are the October is the 6th and the 7th. So for October is the 6th and the 7th. November, I know we don't really plan. This is for, well, I'm going to call it out because you have people who also dwell in the tropical weather. So in November, we have 4 planting days, which is the 3rd, the 4th, and the 3 planting days. The 3rd, the 4th, and the 8th, and the 30th. And December, we have 3 planting days. The 1st, the 27th, and the 28th. So these are for fruits or vegetables that grow above ground. Okay? So any fruits you could go and pick off the tree. These days that I mentioned is good for you to plant above ground. So in a few minutes, I'm going to give you the whatever grows under the ground, potato, yam, whatever you plant under the ground, I'm going to give you the days as well. But guys, give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate that. I really do. Anyone in here, give the video a thumbs up. Because I'm giving you valuable information. So at least give me a thumbs up then. All right? So now I'm going to give you the plants that produce food underground. So these, well, for instance, whatever you plant that produce food under the ground, you need to take notes. All right? I'm going to also do a video when it's harvest time, when the best time to harvest. This right now is planting season, so I'm going to tell you about planting season. I'm also going to tell you when is the best time to weed your garden. Okay? So now we're basically talking about the best time. Garden of Tweety. Okay, all right. So take notes. So all these plants you now name out there, you could definitely plant them underground by following these dates. You will harvest many from these days because these days connect with the moon. All right? Okay, so we're going to talk about underground now, and then in the next video we're going to talk about how to grow them, how to clean the weeds. Because here what? Sometimes I don't know if you ever go in your garden, and by the time you're in your garden, you weed up the garden, and in 2 days all the weed already grow back. If you follow these days, the weed take longer to grow back. Okay? So let's talk about underground, where your radish, all these different vegetables grows under the ground. Okay. So we're going to start from March. The 20th and the 23rd. Beautiful days. Hey, Urban Garden and Chronics, thank you for being here. Peace and love. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. This information is very valuable. So please take note. Please take note. Get your pen, paper, and take notes. All right. So we're going to talk about plants that produce food underground, which is like potato, radish, anything that produce food underground. This is what you're gonna be planting. The days I'm giving is the best days to plant. Okay, so let's go. We have March, the 20th and the 22nd. Beautiful days to plant. The 20th and the 22nd. So if you have potato, radish, beet, all these kind of plants, make sure you get these dates right, plant on these days if you want decent harvest and big fruits and food at the same time. All right? So we're going to April now. April is the 25th and the 26th. That's 2 beautiful planting days. So make sure you get out in the garden, whether it's rain or not, and put them things in the earth at that day. And I guarantee you, the day before the rain come, before the planting day, you're going to see rain, or the day after. Trust me on that. Take notes. I guarantee you, you will see these things. All right, so we're going over to May. May, the 23rd, the 22nd, and the 24th. That's 2 beautiful plants in there again. And we in May right now. The 22nd and the 24th, two beautiful planting day. If you want your vegetables to produce a lot, use these days. Hey Michael Farmer, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you being here. Thanks everyone for being here. Hi Grandma Grows, thank you for being here. Thank you everybody. David, Corey, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Guys, check out each other channel. All who I'm calling out, everybody is basically gardeners. So check out each other. You know what I mean? You know, we supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? We learning from each other. All right. So now we now come out of May. So now we're going at June. The best planting day in June to plant underground, meaning food that grows underground, is the 19th and the 20th for June. The 19th and the 20th is the best time to plant food that grows under the ground, which is potato, radish, beet, all these things that produce food underground. Good time to plant. Okay. So we hitting July. We in July now. The 25th and the 27th of July is two beautiful planting days. All right? For plants that produce food underground. Beautiful planting day. So we're going to hit to August now. August is the 22nd and the 23rd. All right? You plant your potato, okay? All right. But for underground, check back the date that I state and try plant some potato on that date. And check and see which one, the one you already plant and the one you plant in this month or next month, and see which one gonna produce more. Okay? So we in August, right? 22nd, 23rd. Beautiful planting day. Beautiful planting day. Support each other, guys. Support each other. Peace and love, man. That's how we do it. We support each other. All right. So we in September. September, we have the 18th and the 20th. The 18th and the 20th is good days to plant potato, whatever plants produce underground, underneath the soil. That's good time. I already call out the above ground, the best days to plant above ground, meaning the tomato, the pepper, fruit trees that you pick from the top. I already named that out. So now I'm naming out what you plant underground. Okay. So now we in October. The 16th and the 17th of October. Two beautiful planting days. Make sure you take note, guys. Make sure you take note, because I'm telling you guys, you take notes, you want to have a beautiful garden and you will be smiling. Okay? All right. So now we're in November. November is the 12th and the 18th. The 12th and the 18th is two good planting days as well. All right? December, the 9th and the 11th. Hi, Miss Queen, how you doing? Thank you for being here. All right? for December 9 and 11. Two beautiful planting days. All right, guys, so let me break it down a little for you why I'm telling you guys about these days. Okay, guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Right, the plants don't just grow like that. Plants don't just grow like that. Plants, just like how we need the energy, just like we need the sunlight, just like we need the water, the plants need the same thing. The air, the plants need the same thing. You understand? The moon, the plant need the moon. The moon gives signal when is the best time to grow. Okay, I'm gonna give you that in a minute, okay? I'm gonna give you that in a minute, micro farmer. Well, you see, it's for every zone. It's for every zone. It's just everybody have to know when is their last frost. So if your last frost is in April, and these planting days already passed in April, then you could start in May. You choose for the planting days in May. Yes, I understand. But remember, listen, you could plant anytime you want. Okay? But I'm giving you days that is good for planting. And if you do, you could do your own experiment. Food that you plant the day with off these days and food that you plant on these days, you will see the result. So you will see what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, make sure you're able to plant on these days. You could plant anytime you want, but try to plant on, don't make these days slip away from you. Okay? Don't let these days slip away from you. Try to put something in the earth on these days. Okay, so basically, this goes for any zone. Okay, Michael. Another days is for where you at, Michael, is kind of crazy, the weather. But what I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is, say you in a place and your last frost is May, or say April, right? Or say, right, April, May. You can check out these planting days and try to plant as much as you can within that time. You know what I'm saying? Because this is basically the moon. We're dealing with the moon. So because of the moon, we get in these dates. Okay? So when you follow the moon, I'm telling you, you harvest a lot more. Your vegetables produce a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, wherever you located, wherever you at, you know when your last frost is, which I'm going to do a video as well telling you which zone you in and when your last frost end, so you know when to start planting. Okay? But what I'm saying is try these days. Try these days. Listen to me. Go in my channel. If you check out my channel about harvesting and garden tool, you're going to see the way I harvest. You're going to see the amount of pepper, the amount of eddoes, the amount of potato I harvest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, try to use these dates and try to see for yourself how important these days are, and you will see for yourself. Okay? So, you know, it's a lot I have to tell you guys. I have everything jotted down. But I don't want to go too much. I want to focus on the planting days. Which day is good to plant? You can, in every zone, these represent every zone. But the only thing is, you have to remember when your frost ends. So after your frost ends, you start checking planting days. You start planting. Or you prepare yourself. All right, all right, Michael. Michael, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. You will love this. Everyone who taken these notes when to plant your vegetables, like I give above ground and I also give below ground. Miss Queen, I don't see anybody growing ackee. I mean, we got. Well, you know what? I'm going to recommend a plant for you guys. I know much of you ain't familiar with it, but I need you guys to learn about the eddoe plant. The eddoe plant is EDDOE. Do your research. I have several videos on my channel with that. It's grow like potato on the ground. It takes 6 months to harvest. Okay? Right, the ackee might not work in the US. I'm not sure about that. Yes, but the eddoe takes 6 months to harvest and they're delicious. You know, when you cook them, you peel them, and you cook them like potato. In the Caribbean island and in Spanish countries, they know about them as well. And they even mash them up like how you make mashed potato. You could use it and make mashed potato and feed the baby. You could cook them in soup. So if you want to know about that, I have videos about the eddoe plant. You guys need to check it out. Easy to grow, very easy to grow, don't need too much care, and they produce a lot. So that's Mama Han Print, hello, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Yes, I'm basically here talking about the best planting days for the year. So, it work here in Florida. I have one, my grandfather. Oh, okay, yeah. What, the eddoe you talking, Miss Queen? I mean, once the eddoe have 6 months in the soil, it's good. Because I plant them in like April. And by October, you could start harvesting. And they look something like elephant ears. The eddoe plant looks something like elephant ears. But elephant ears is not edible. But the eddoe, you also have the dasheen, the tanya. Some people call the dasheen the tara. You know, but these are food, really good food, I'm telling you guys about. Okay, so basically, we talk about growing food and the best days to plant food that grow above ground, which is tomato, pepper, whatever you're able to grow above ground. I already mentioned the date. And whatever is best day to grow underground, which is potato, the beet, the radish. I also give the date in every month during this year. I want you guys to check this out. I'm not telling you not to plant whenever you want to plant, but I'm telling you, if you these days, make sure you plant on these days. Make sure. Because I'm telling you, before that planting day, there will be rain. Or after that planting day, there will be rain. And you know when you plant, now plant, they definitely need that water. All right? Let me see if I can give you guys something else. Okay. I'm going to give you guys another bonus, right? This one, you need to learn how to grow yam. The thing about it, yam, yam need at least a year to really produce, at least a year. So if you're doing yam, most likely you will have to start them indoors and bring them out to do the rest of the time outside. So it takes basically a year to grow yam. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you guys now, I'm going to give you guys this one. For a plant that my grandmother taught me that, yes, they take at least a year to grow. That's definitely true. No, the elephant ears is like people use them as a flowers. The elephant ears is not edible. It's not the taro. It's not the eddoe. It's not the dasheen. All of them have almost the same leaf. They look the same and they grow. They produce underground. But the elephant ears is not edible. A lot of people just use it to plant around as a flowers, you know what I mean, as a plant around the house. But the eddoe, the dasheen, the tanya, tara, whatever they call it, which is the dasheen, very delicious. Okay, so now what I'm gonna give you guys now is the best time to prune your plants. Okay, thank you, because I haven't done much research on it. Well, you need to. And I don't know if you have those farmers market close to your Garden of Twitty. I don't know if you have the farmers market, but you will find eddoes, dasheen, those things in farmers market. Even some supermarkets sell them. Or Korean store. I don't know if you have Korean store. Check them out. Easy to grow, just like how you plant the elephant ears, the eddoe, easy to grow just like that. Okay? Yes, I want to give you guys another bonus on pruning. When to prune your plants to get a better growth. There's days as well you could prune them and you could stop the growth. You see what I'm saying? Elephant days are poisonous, aren't they? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're poisonous. I just know they're not edible, and I never heard anybody eat them. But I know for sure eddoe, dasheen, tanya, I eat them all my life. I even grow them. So I still eat them unto this day. But I'm not recommending the elephant ears to no one. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys about pruning. You know, sometimes you want to prune your fruit trees. Sometimes you want to prune your tomato trees. Sometimes you want to prune a plant. You want to cut off the leaf for get better growth, that it could produce even more fruits for you. There's days you can cut that same plant and back the growth for that plant. So there's a lot of things we got to know about gardening. Gardening is no joke. Because if we want... No, I don't eat elephant ears. I never did. So if you want, I'm going to give you some days that you could write down to prune your plant during this year. The best days for pruning to get better growth. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start from March because we don't pass February. So the 4th and the 5th. The 4th and the 5th is 2 good days for pruning. Pruning your fruit trees. Whatever tree you want to prune to get better growth, for it to grow well, you start the 4th and the 5th. And we in March. Okay? In April, the 10th and the 12th is 2 good days to prune your plant to get good growth out of them. You get scissors? Yes. You know, make sure you guys write down these dates and do your own experiment. Okay? We're going over to May. May the 7th and the 9th is 2 beautiful days to prune your plant, tomato, whatever, pepper if you want to cut the leaves, cut them off of it, whatever. Those days are beautiful days. Okay, so in June, the 4th and the 5th is 2 beautiful days to prune your plant. July, the 10th and the 11th is 2 beautiful days to prune your plant. August, the 6th and the 8th, beautiful days to prune. These days will help your plant to grow better. You know what? I'm going to give you the days not to prune, because those days as well can stop your plant from growing. The screen I cut too much. I mean, just clip them. Don't go too heavy. Okay? So okay, we hitting for the where we at now? We are August. August is the 6th and the 8th. So now we heading for the fall now. You know, after your fruit tree is done bear. You know what I'm saying? After your fruit tree done bear and you want to prune them for the next year. This is very important for your fruit trees, because this is basically the time when you do your pruning in the fall for your fruit trees. So September, the 8th and the 4th of September. So we hit in the fall now and we pruning our fruit trees. So now we choosing the 8th and the 4th. October, the 27th and the 8th of October is beautiful days to prune your fruit trees. Because this time you're not trying to prune pepper tree, it start getting cold. So we dealing with fruit trees now. November, the 5th and the 6th. Okay? December, the 2nd and the 8th. The 2nd and the 8th is of December is good days for you to prune your plant. Now, I want to give you when not to prune your plant. So this time gonna be discouraging the growth. Jetina Harris, thank you for being here. How you doing? Happy gardening. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have all your pen and all your pencil, because this information is valuable to your plants. If you're looking, listen to me, I personally, when I plant a plant in the ground, I expect to get as much as possible out of that plant. I'm not planting it to watch it grow and then die and then produce no food for me. I expect that plant to grow all season till the last frost, when the last frost kill it. That's when I expect not to be eating from that plant. So it's important to learn about the plants. It's important to check things that benefit the plant, that the plant could give more to you. You know, what I'm gonna tell you this too. If you doing harvest, if you harvesting some plants, even fruits, whatever you harvesting, and the moon is close to full, get them harvest before the moon full. Or wait till the moon full and start coming down. Because if you do that, if you harvest on a full moon, the fruits them is not gonna last as long. You know what I'm saying? They will not last as long. So you try to harvest before the full moon or after the full moon. Never try to harvest on a full moon. I'm telling you guys this from my own experiment. So you now do your own experiment. Harvest on a full moon and harvest before the full moon or after the full moon, and you're gonna see for yourself. Listen to me, I grew up under gardening. Father was a gardener, farmer, mother was a farmer. So from the time I born, I had no choice but to join in. So my father teach me a lot, my grandfather teach me a lot, and I learn a lot. Growing up, doing it on my own. So now I'm only trying to share because I realize there's a lot of new gardeners who now start a year, 2 years ago, and they trying to get information. I'm not giving you information that it take a rocket science to understand. I'm basically telling you the basic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when you listen to them, you confuse when you're done. I'm not knocking no one. I'm just telling you, gardening is simpler than it seems. And if you follow natural and basic steps, you're gonna become a pro gardener. Why? Because you learning, you experiment, you researching, and let me tell you something. The best way to learn about a plant is you. Is you and that plant. Your experience with that plant. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you guys, these dates I'm giving. Thank you, Garden of Twitty. These days I'm giving, I want you guys to do your own research. You plant on these days and you plant on other days. And don't forget, it goes for any zone. It's just that it depends on when your last frost hit. When your last frost hit, I know you got to get going. But try to get some plant in on these days. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to give you about the, let me see, prune that gonna make your plant basically stop growing. Okay? It's gonna back the growth. So so let me put it this way. If you have a tree and you're trying to prune it, you don't want it to grow big, these are dates I'm gonna give you that you can use. Okay? If you want a plant to start grow as how it's shooting up, what you do, you try use these days. So let me call them out for you. So we're going at March. We're gonna start at March. March the 23rd and the 24th. Good days if you have plants that you don't want to grow and you just want to, you know, back the growth, that they ain't gonna be shooting up, growing like crazy. The 23rd and the 24th of March is beautiful days for that. Okay, so don't go and prune your tomato plant and your pepper plant on this day. Okay, these days is for plants you don't want to grow. All right, so we hit in April. April is the 19th and the 20th. The 19th and the 20th is good days to prune your plant. May. May is the 25th and the 26th. The 25th and the 26th, okay? June is the 24th and the 22nd. July is the 18th and the 20th. August, the 24th and the 26th. September, the 24th and the 22nd. October, the 18th and the 19th. November, the 14th and the 16th. December, the 12th and the 13th. So those days is for plants that you don't want to grow. Like you have a tree and it growing too wild and crazy. You choose these days in these months to prune them. This is not for tomato. This is not for pepper. This is not for your vegetables that you feel like cutting off the leaves. This is for the one you don't want to grow. I already gave you the days for the one if you want improvement. All right? So I'm going to basically, this is going to be a series where I'm going to be giving you guys days of softening the dirt, days of cleaning your garden, all different days I'm going to be giving you guys. Because, okay, you have days, if you go in your garden and clean your garden, that the weed will take a longer period of time to come back. Which, if you choose certain days, it will, time as you, 2 days after, rain come and they're back where you leave them. So, when you're dealing with the moon and the sun and these things, they definitely let you know. You know, nature is something, guys. Nature is something that, I mean, in gardening, you got to get back into nature because it's nature you're dealing with. You check what I'm saying? You got to understand nature. Let me explain something to you guys. The way I do gardening, you know how I do gardening, and this is how I see my father did it, and this is how the older people used to do it. Hello, the life of Harry. What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Support each other, guys. Support each other. You know how we do it. We support each other. Yes, I observe nature. That's how I do gardening. I observe nature. I go in the trees and I look and I watch. I watch how these plants don't need nobody around their root, nobody to do anything to them, but nature will provide everything they need. You know what I'm saying? So now they're growing and nature providing. The manure, nature provide that for them. That's why they grow so beautiful. So what I do now, I try to observe and use the same type of manure that's in the between these trees that feed these trees and feed to my garden, which is the leaf, which is the grass, You know what I'm saying? All them grass that grows up in the summer, I cut them and I use them for compost. I do not buy nothing from the store. I'm not telling nobody not to go to the store. I'm just telling you guys how I do it. And the way I do it, I produce beautiful soil that produce a lot of beautiful vegetables. My channel prove it all. Everything I say here. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, host Destiny. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Support each other, guys. Okay. So, gardening is not that complicated. And I don't want you guys got to be running to the store and buy all kind of craziness to throw around your plants. Because you could find these things in the weeds in your garden, in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something I do as well. And I got to do a video with this because what I do, there's a lot of weed in the garden that a lot of people don't understand that really do a lot of, that really valuable between your plants. So we don't want to see them, so we take them out and we throw them away. If I do that, what I do, I use it and I create compost. Sometimes I have a blender that I take them, put them in the blender with a little bit of water, blend it up, and that's fertilizer for me, for my plant. So it's a lot of ways you can grow your healthy garden without spending a bunch of money. I promoting doing garden without spending a bunch of money. Save your seed. Save your seed so you ain't got to go out and spend no money on seed. You see? This is some squash I have here. Okay? This is how we save money. This is squash that I planted last year. I saved the seeds. Look here. So now I'm getting ready to start planting. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Gardening ain't that complicated. Mama, I'm very well. God, okay. Yes. So this is how simple gardening is. It's not complicated. And your garden ain't got to look. My thing is, if I'm doing gardening, my thing is, I want production. I want to see a lot of food, a lot of healthy food, a lot of vegetables. I don't want the decoration. I don't want the decoration and the prettiness and spending a bunch of money there. When you look in the garden, your plants them ain't even healthy because you're spending too much time trying to make your garden look pretty and the plants them suffering. Every moment in your garden supposed to be taking care of the plant. Do you understand? Every moment you spend in your garden supposed to be taking care of your plant. I understand a lot of people mightn't have as much passion as some people. Sometimes some people have so much passion. All right, Garden of Twitty, I know you are. I know. You know, you have a lot of people who have certain passion in the garden that when they talk about it, it almost sound like, damn, he annoying. But it's a passion. Hey, Dan, welcome, Dan. How you doing? How you doing, man? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Much respect, man. Respect to each and every one. All you gardeners, listen to me. I'm looking forward to see them videos. I'm looking forward to see the progress. I'm looking forward to see the planting days. I'm looking forward to see the joy. I'm looking forward to see the joy in you guys' face when these days come. I'm excited. You know what? I start preparing my garden since in the winter. All in the fall, I was preparing my soil. So, by me preparing my soil is basically ready to plant. What I recognize in the fall, to me, planting in the fall is like, to me, I'm not telling you guys not to plant in the fall. But for me, I try to plant as much throughout the whole year that I ain't got to do too much planting in the fall. Because what I do, I try to create my soil over the winter. Look, I've been planting the same place, same spot, same area for over 10 years. And the soil is still beautiful. You see what I'm saying? Usually if you planting in the same spot for over a period of time, the soil start to get weak and drainy, and you know what I'm saying? But because every year I work to create this beautiful soil, I don't have that problem. Okay? You bail your soil every winter. Use time, bail your soil. Even you planting in the garden, if you planting in a container, that soil need to come to life. So okay, say for instance, you planting in a container. Over the winter, you need to work on that soil. So when the spring hit, that soil already regenerate, so it's ready. Don't wait till the spring to go and get some compost from the store. Do that before. Do it in the winter. Exactly, micro. You're supposed to recharge your soil. Do not wait until the spring. Then you know trying to run and get some compost, trying to fix it. No, because guess what? The compost that you go and buy from the store will not break down. Hello, Clipty, how you doing? Thanks for being here. That soil will not break down. That compost will not break down in time to feed that plant. So you work on the soil in the winter. So in the spring, you already recharge your soil so it's ready to go. Guys, these are valuable information I'm giving you guys. Please take note, because I want everybody to have a successful year. Everybody, I'm expecting to see some serious harvesting this year. How would you feel growing a pepper tree tall that you got to pull it down? How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? Pepper tree growing tall that you got to pull it down. It's marvelous. And guess what? I could back up everything I see. You know what I'm saying? Through my videos, I can back up everything I see. My harvest, the way my plants them grow tall. I'm not, so I'm not just talking about it. I basically have the backings. So this is why, I already experiment what I'm telling you guys. So this is why I'm really trying to encourage you guys to follow these steps and do your own experiment with your plants. Learn about your plants. Learn what your plants like and don't like. Learn about the plants that do not like too much water. Learn about the plants that do not like too much sunlight. Exactly. Compost. Yes, microfarmer. Yes. Learn about everything in your garden. Because remember, this garden, you depending on this garden to provide food for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you expect food, you got to put in the work. And the most time you want to be caring for your plant is when they're young. When they're young, give them all the care they need. Like the okra. Once you take care of the okra, once that okra start growing, the only thing you need to do is clean around the root. All right. Okay, Mike, you're putting up some information there as well. I mean, we all teach each other. This is what it's about. We all teach each other. Set your seed. Don't forget. Set your seed, save money. Squash, you could wait till the frost to basically set your squash and your beans outdoor. But the thing about me, I start indoor. Why? Because I don't want to wait until the last frost to start planting. No, to start setting seed. By the time the last frost hit, these gonna be a little bigger, and from the time I plant them, they're gone. You see what I'm saying? So give yourself a head start because you only have a short season. So you give yourself that head start. That okay. Dan will write up for down in the southern. Fall is the best time to grow like greens. You know what I'm saying? Like collard greens and cabbage, these kind of stuff. It's good time for those time for the place. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I really spring we are preparing for heat tolerant crop. Exactly, exactly. That's what we're here to teach each other. We learn from each other. We all are one family. With this kind of information, we all could grow beautiful, healthy food. One thing I recommend again, guys, try to feed your plant with natural product. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, instead of you go in your garden and weed and take up the weed, sometimes we go with a spray gun and we start spraying. That spray, that killing the weed, also killing the worms that in the soil. And the soil is important. And the worm is important to the soil. You check what I'm saying? It benefits the plant. So when we spray with the chemical dry out the soil, also kill the worms. If you grow in collards in our spring, summer. All right, so check in the chat as well, because a lot of information pouring in the chat as well, guys. So this is how we do it. Share the information. We all learn. Blessings. This is a blessing. This is a blessing. So I'm so excited because spring is here. Spring is here. Honestly, I already planned. I have some information. Thank you, thank you. That's what I'm here for. To share as much as I can. Because I know the benefit of gardening. And if a lot of community could come together and start doing this, it will be better. Because this is how it used to be. When I'm growing up, there was fishermen, there was, thank you, Life of Ari. There are fishermen, there's plumber, there's carpenter, and in the neighborhood, the nurse, and everybody was able to help each other. Everybody was helping each other. So if we can get back the community where everybody start planting and growing and learning, it will be a blessing. It really will be a better place. So my thing is try to help each and every one, give them as much information as possible to make life easier for them to grow their own food, and not just growing your own food, healthy food. If you cannot grow healthy food and you want to run to the store and get all the chemical to go around your plant, then it's better you just buy from the supermarket. You know what I'm saying? Try to grow natural. You don't need a lot of these things around your food. Yes, man. Try to grow natural and spread the information. And guess what? We never don't. And let me tell you something too, guys. A lot of people, I realize a lot of people not willing to, not with life with destiny. How you doing? Life with destiny. Peace and love. Thank you all for being here. A lot of people not willing to, basically what they learn, feed the soul, definitely done. What they learn, they believe that's it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing you could tell me. But for a person who was doing gardening all their life, I realize you never stop learning. You never stop learning in gardening. So we never know it all. So that's why the community come together with everybody with their information. Is one of the best life you could ever live. Because everybody coming together willing to learn, willing to share. It's a blessing. So I'm looking forward to see these videos. I'm definitely looking forward to see these videos with the beautiful plants. And for people who doing in-ground plants, I'm looking to see pepper tree taller than you this year. The container is kind of limited, so I understand. The containers. You know what I'm saying? Because they mightn't grow as big as in the ground. But I'm expecting to see pepper tree overhead this year with these information you're getting. Let me throw in a little bonus for you. Well, I posted a video yesterday. I thought whatever. About how to plant pepper. You guys need to check that video because that video you will harvest non-stop. Okay? The holes them is over 10 inches deep. That's how I plant my peppers. 10 to 12 inches deep. Down in the hole, not on the surface. Down in the hole. So when you plant them that deep, and you plant them in an area that have at least 6, 7 hours of sun. Pepper love hot sun. So plant the pepper in the area where it can get the most sun. Plant them deep and you will get some real serious pepper. So with this information, and if you want to watch the video, with this information, I'm looking for, and the planting days as well, I'm looking forward to see pepper tree over your head. All right? I'm definitely excited for this spring because I have so much different variety of plants. I have so much. I set so much seed. I want to know why the hell did I set so much seed. So now I got to find somebody. What I really want to do too, I want to go through my neighborhoods and like Build some little raised bed, like in different home, because I have few extra wood as well, old pieces of board. Build raised bed and plant some herbs and vegetables for them. You know what I'm saying? So I already start asking. Two people tell me yes, but some people tell me they don't want to go through that. But it's important, and I have so much. I also have a bunch of elderberry. I have so much elderberry plant. I'm not sure if everybody familiar with elderberry plants. I have so much. And if there's a way that I can distribute some, give away, I will really like that, because it's so much. They grow, because I used to have them in the garden and I never knew there was elderberry until I think it's last year. So I used to chop them down and they just shoot right back up. So they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So elderberry as well, guys, is a good herb you could have in your yard as well. Okay? And try to plant plenty herbs. Try to garlic, easy to grow. A matter of fact, almost all the herbs them easy to grow. Don't need too much care. Do your research on the herbs that come back every year. So because they come back every year, you know what I mean, you just make sure in the winter you throw some dry grass, dry leaf around them to kind of keep them. In the spring they shoot right back up. So these are things, we got to look into to make our garden life easier. You know what I'm saying? So instead of we keep planting the same thing, there's things that come back every year. We just pay attention to them, care for them, so they shoot back up. So that's now it's a plant less you got to plant. Also, in your backyard, there's a lot of herbs. Like in my backyard, you can find dandelion, many different herbs you can find in the backyard. So what I'm doing, I create a bed, a raised bed. So this is what I'm going to be planting, these wild herbs that grows up in your backyard, in your garden, by the roadside. I create a raised bed just to take care of them. So I'm going to be getting the benefits from these herbs right in the garden. You know what I'm saying? So because we be surprised the benefit a lot of these herbs have. You know what I'm saying? And the effect they have on us and how they could protect us, help build the immune system and these things. So we got to look into eating healthy, drinking healthy. So if you plant in a garden, you must include herbs and try to stay away from too much chemical. If you got to buy compost, which I understand a lot of people got to buy compost, try to buy the natural one. And if you, say for instance, you want to use the compost, instead of you buy it in the spring, you buy it in the winter. Put it in an area and allow the rain, the coldness, the sun, everything to beat it. So it's going to help break it down for the spring. If you look in these bags, sometimes all you see is just wood and stick. You know what I'm saying? Wood, chip, and these things take time to break down. So you taking that to feed your plant is not going to feed your plant within a period of time. So your plant going to be struggling because it not getting the food it need. So if you want to do that, you try get it. You can even leave it in the pot. Put it in the pot, put it outside, regenerate your soil, put it outside, let the sun, the rain, everything hit it, and start breaking it down for you, for the winter, for the spring. So yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video, man, because I hope you guys had your pen. I hope you guys had your start jotting down your notes, because to become a good gardener, it takes a lot of experiment, a lot of research, and like I said, do your own research in your garden. You're supposed to know if your plant getting too much water or if it not getting enough sun it need. That's your job. Because if I'm watering a plant and I'm watering it every day, and I realize the plant ain't doing well, I'm gonna slow down underwater and see what's going on. I pay more attention to the plant that is dying than the plant that is doing well. Because every plant I chuck in the soil, I expect it to grow. So pay attention to the plant that not doing too well, because the ones that already doing well is already growing. So that don't need too much care. The one that need the care is the one you see not doing well. Okay, so these are keys to your plants. Know your plants. Know what your plant need. Know which plant need to be in the sunlight. Know which plant do not need too much sun. Know which plant you have to pay more attention to. And you could have a beautiful garden. Beautiful, healthy garden. All right? So I just want to thank you guys. I'm going to post this video, guys. I appreciate if you guys can go over and give this video a thumbs up for me. All right? Comment. Please go over and comment on this video. You know what I'm saying? If you know anybody need this information, tell them about this video, because the amount of information shared here tonight from me and from in the chat, if you could apply these information in your garden, you already successful already. I'm telling you now, you already a successful gardener, and your garden will be very successful. Because a lot of information was put in the chat from some of the people in the chat. Then I already share some with you guys. So just stay strong, be positive, and let's get that gardening going for 2022. Don't make nothing stop you. All right? So thank you guys for being here, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do a next live very soon. Okay, you guys, if you guys did not hit the notification bell, hit the notification bell now, because there will be a lot of information. I'm going to be doing a lot of live, a lot of videos with a lot of information that everyone could learn from. We all learn from each other. I can learn from you guys as well. All right? So this is about what we're doing, learning each other, trying to bring a community together that we can start growing our own food, healthy food, eat more healthy, and knowing more herbs. Get a lot of herbs in your life and live a better, healthier life. Thank you guys. Peace and love to you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys have a beautiful and wonderful day. Thank you. Love you guys. Okay. Blessings, blessings. Okay.